important to the litigants involved. And so I want to make that very clear, because I also have heard from friends that come back and they're like, oh, it's this tiny little car accident and I don't want to be, it's going to be a week of my life and it's really not that big of a deal. And I tell them it is a big deal for the parties that are involved. They have not been able to resolve the case. That's why it's going all the way to trial, which means that there is a key conflict that exists either on the side of damages, how much the case is worth, or on who's responsible. Mm-hmm. And so they are there entrusting their lives, sometimes their livelihood, if it's a lot of money that's at stake. Maybe somebody can't go back to work, and this is the difference between their family, keeping their housing or not, if they win or lose this case. So every case is important to the litigants involved. But also, sometimes you get called in on a case that has huge societal impacts. Mm-hmm. Like there was just a big verdict out of Florida against Tesla for autopilot failures and misrepresentations. Yep. And it was 12 members of the community, in some small community in Florida that get picked on a jury that then enter this verdict that tells Tesla, you can't make these misrepresentations. You need to change your conduct and behavior. Well, guess what? That's worldwide impact. And so that tiny jury got to make a decision that's now going to have this ripple effect across society. So you never know what kind of case you're going to get. It could be hugely exciting. Yep. It can be slightly boring. It can have societal impacts, or it could just impact the litigants that are involved. But my call to action is say yes to the summons, show up with a positive attitude and an open mind, because you're going to make a decision. If you get picked, that matters to people.
Yep. Matters to the litigant, to the plaintiff, but also can have a deterrent effect on the defendant if there's bad conduct involved as well, right? Yeah. Because the defendant, the company has listened to the juries, and the jury's rendering a verdict that has slapped them a little bit on the wrist, right? For whatever's happened. And that can be important.